All right, guys, you are going to ask your questions in the chat. Like right there. All right, well, I did have my iPad hooked so that I could watch your questions pop up, but that may have made something crash. So I'm going to update my link and see if that helps. If not, I'm out of luck. Aw, sick. It worked. All right. I'm going to bring you guys closer. That way you guys can see what I have going on right here, because you probably can't see it. Move, cats. Perfect. All right. So I'm going to answer first your questions about EdPuzzle. So just tune in when you can. With EdPuzzle, you need to follow the directions that are in the 3-16 bell work. All the directions are there. It gives you your code, which your code is oh, does it put it backwards? Great. It's GURNOP G. GURNOPG. All you gotta do, click the links that I have, and when it asks you for a code after you log in with your Google account, is to type in the class code that I just gave you. Unless you're in my honors class. If you're in my honors class, then you have a different code, which that's in your bell work from last Monday as well. Should have just done your bell work. But once you're in, a lot of questions that I've had so far are about how do I know when I'm done? How do you know when I finished? So what happens is you just have to do the whole video. So you watch the whole video, and when a question pops up, you answer it. And then EdPuzzle, as soon as you're done, will tell me, bing, so-and-so just finished their EdPuzzle, and I'll look on there, and I can see who has started. I can see what question you're on if you stopped halfway through. I can see if you didn't start the video, but you at least logged in and made an account. I can see all of that stuff. I can watch. So because of that, I can see all who has not participated yet. And all the teachers have this spreadsheet going to see who's not participating across the board to make sure that everyone is doing what they need to do. That way we can check on people, see if you guys have internet and all that stuff too. So now on to the questions, because the videos are very straightforward. You answer the question pretty much right after they tell you the answer. So I'm not so worried about you guys having questions about that, because most of the questions weren't just about how do you log in. So a lot of the questions were about the assignment from yesterday, which was 3 questions. Most of you guys didn't really have any issue with the first question where you had to match the association or the trend. So if you know already, we went over this, if it goes up, it's positive. So you were able to say positive association with the graph that went up. Most of you guys know if it goes down, it's a negative association. So if it's a negative association, you just draw a line between those two. And then if it's just a bunch of random dots, like right here, and it doesn't really look like there's a pattern at all, it's because there is no pattern. There's no association, zero association, zero correlation, no correlation. They all mean the same thing. They just switch off between these words because they just want to. Now for number 2, it asks you to determine what line is the line of best fit or the trend line. And 2 of the lines were very similar. I don't think any of you guys got confused by the one that crossed it like an X. I don't think any of you guys got confused by that one. I think what confused a lot of people for number 2 was there were 2 lines that were very similar, but one was just different enough. So I'm going to try to draw this as bold as I can because the lighting in this room is not phenomenal. So I had oof, which is me just draw the line. Don't need to draw the axis. So I have oh, can you see the dots? Oh, I guess I can make them bolder. Hi guys, welcome to my ASMR where I just draw dots all over this whiteboard. Oh, perfect. All right. So you can see that this line goes straight through the middle, whereas there's one that's like close. It at least goes in the right direction. But if you notice, remember from our notes, how you want the trend line to be exactly in the middle. You want the trend line to have an equal amount of points, dots, coordinates, whatever you want to call them, above and below. Like this one, it's pretty even. This one, I believe it was option number 1, if I pull that up, for number 2. Yeah, it was option number 1, where there were way more dots above the line as opposed to dots below the line. So because it had an uneven amount above and below the line, it's not the best line out of the bunch. I trust that you guys didn't think it was the one that straight up just made it an X. I trust that you guys didn't think it was number 2. So for number 2, the third graph is your trend line. Now, I'm going to have to pull up the actual graph for part C. And I'm going to have to erase this, because I want to show you how I want this to be written. We're fancy here. Got my fancy old school eraser in my hands. All right, now that I blew this up big, so you have the assignment, just zoom in on graph C. I'm gonna get close to you guys now so that you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, so it asked you when your temperature is at 21, temperature's down here. So that means you have to go in between the 20 and 22, because guess where 21 is? It's in between those two. And you're gonna go up and go, okay, maybe not actually touch it with your finger because it's gonna do that.
A graph is titled Ice Cream Sales versus Temperature. The x-axis is labeled
Stop talking.
3.
No.
Using the data in the ice cream versus
Ignore
temperature
her.
scatter plots above, determine the expected total ice cream sales when the temperature is
So those of you who
21
need
degrees
that,
Celsius, and explain your
you just
reasoning.
poke it a lot and it talks. But anyway, you follow. I'm going to follow with a pen because apparently my fingers just get in the way. So right here, 21, and you go up to the line and you look at what Y is doing. Y is really close to 500. So I'd say 475. So what it asks you is, using the data and the scatter plots above, determine the expected total ice cream sales when the temperature is 21 degrees. Explain your reasoning. We're going to do just that. I'm a handy dandy whiteboard. All right, so I will use complete sentences because we're big kids now. I will say, according to the trend line, ice cream sales are estimated, because we don't know exactly for sure. We're taking an estimate, but it's a pretty good estimate. That's where our trend line is. We're justifying it by saying our trend line, our ice cream sales are estimated to be about $475 when the temperature is 21 degrees Celsius. That's that C. So over in the parts of the world that use Celsius, that's going to be about 70, 80 degrees, I think. But yeah, notice it's just one sentence. It's a big sentence, but it's got everything I need in it. It says where I got the information from. I got it from my trend, $75. I have to be specific. I have to say it's ice cream sales that I estimated to be about $475. When I got to say my other variable. Because, yeah, sure, ice cream sales may be at $475, but I want to know why. What's my other variable that makes it happen? So when my temperature is at 21 degrees, because that's what they asked us to find, is when it's at 21 degrees, can you give me a good guess about how much money I'm going to make off of ice cream? So just was one sentence, complete sentence. We're big kids now. And it's just all you need for your answer. So I'm going to be looking for this. If you want to have help on how to edit the doc, some of you have it in PDF viewer or some app that's similar. I don't really know how to use those, not going to lie. So what I did is I screenshot it. And then you know how when you take a screenshot, you can edit, you can make it smaller, you can click one of the markers and draw on it. That's what I want you to do. And then just upload that picture, because as soon as you draw on it with that marker, it saves whatever you did. So that's what I want you guys to do. And I'm not seeing any questions here, so you guys are doing a pretty good job. I think it's this assignment, judging by how many people actually turned it in, I think it's this assignment that was really killing people. But with the videos, you guys killed it. You guys, out of most of the teachers, you guys completed my assignments more than some of the other classes, which you work for them too. But yeah, I'm very happy. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to try to do this every Tuesday, maybe even every Thursday and Tuesday. Just depends on how well you turn things in. So, Ms. Van Galder is going away now. Catch up on your work.